The tunnels were supposed to save them. Instead, the deeper they go beneath Direwood, the more the old world gives way to something fouler. Shattered corridors, dead south blades, heat tunnels, and strange weapons. And when they finally stop to rest, the room is already occupied. Welcome back to the Darkrazor Chronicles streamcast. This is Season 6, Episode 5, Brood Mother. In the last episode, the company was forced below the forest and into Direth Station, an ancient structure buried beneath Direwood. What they hoped might be refuge quickly revealed itself to be something else, a forgotten system still carrying signs of old purpose, and a danger moving through the dark just beyond sight. This episode pushes deeper into those tunnels. Cullen, Sherelle, Care, Sean, Farthen, and Dagar follow the cooling ring south through collapsed corridors, heat shafts, abandoned rooms, and what else remains. Along the way, they uncover more evidence of a hidden war and weapons far beyond what most in this age can explain. But the real threat is closer than any battlefield, because something lives down here, and by the end of this chapter, rest becomes impossible. I'm Mike Carmel, and this is the Darkrazor Chronicles streamcast.
Cullen, Avon. Care stops suddenly, raising a clenched fist. There are maybe 3 meters between us, and my stomach lurches at the signal. I repeat his signal for Farthen's sake, and try to search ahead, scanning the even orange of my vision. At the farthest edge, something is different, an anomaly. I can't tell what it is. In the silence, no longer punctuated by our march, a faint sound, like the distant murmur of a crowd. I take a step forward despite Care's command, feeling something brittle crunch beneath my boot. Care's sight must be sharper than mine. I still can't tell what's made him stop. The long step forward reveals nothing. Lowering to my haunches, I reach for the floor. It's patterned with something, a layer of dried seaweed? That's what it feels like. Growing up near the beaches of Parton, seaweed washed upon the rocks and sand was common. It would dry and go stiff and thin, forming a translucent layer like a dirty green window. It crunched underfoot like this, but the thought of seaweed down here is deeply unsettling. Flooding from the tide? No, I don't think so. It's something else. Something clearer and crisp, stiff enough to hold shape, thin enough to shatter beneath my fingers. It breaks like the thinnest layer of ice on a puddle. The closer we get, the more the anomaly resembles an obstruction. A collapse? The air grows colder. Dampness sets in. Within a few steps, no part of the corridor is dry. The walls and floor glisten, and the crunching beneath our boots fades, replaced by something slippery. We get close enough to see the truth. Not a collapse into the corridor, but a collapse of the corridor into a cavern. It looks like the hallway turned south here and touched on some subterranean space. This section of the hallway is not graph iron, rather older gray bricks that are subject to seepage. Over time, the cavern must have expanded, wearing away at the wall until it finally gave out. Relief washes over us. The way south is not blocked. Not entirely. The floor still holds. Barely. We stop at the edge and look down into darkness. A chill breeze flows over us from the south, drawn from the corridor into the void beyond. With it comes the smell, the one I had only glimpsed before. Now I know it for what it is. Rotten meat. Excrement. A sickly sweet undertone. Death. Not the death of an animal. Only the prime races smell like this. It's a scent even a child could name without knowing why. There is no mistaking it. Somewhere ahead lie bodies. Man, elf, or dwarf. My stomach turns. Shirelle gasps, her hand rising to her nose, her face contorted in disgust. Care barely reacts. Perhaps he's used to it, used to the aftermath of battle. His expression shows distaste, but no more than that. Farthen and Sean breathe shallowly, trying not to inhale. I try to breathe through my mouth, hoping the cavern might distract me, but nothing really distracts from that smell. The glow bulbs aren't strong enough to light what lies below, but I can see it. My vision outlines the world in soft orange. It seems limitless, only blurred by distance, not by dark. We stand over a precipice, broken bricks, fixtures torn from the walls, pipes and ropes dangling. Distinct in the rubble, ceiling and wall. Maybe this collapse happened recently. Beyond, in the cavern, a forest of stone, spires, stalactites, stalagmites, trails weaving through the pillars like paths through ancient trees. The sound I'd noticed earlier, back when Care stopped, is clearer now. It had been the sounds of a crowd at a game day, but has proven to be a river. I can see it, winding far beyond the rubble. But there's something else. Far off, a mass. It quivers, moves, writhes and undulates, flowing in a direction that doesn't approach. I step forward, resting a hand on the jagged edge of the broken corridor wall. Care gasps, grabbing my shoulder. I glance at him, fear in his eyes. At first, I think he's worried for my balance, that I might fall. But then I see the angle of his gaze, and I know it's not me he's looking at. It's the thing. He pulls at me and I retreat. Farthen shuffles past us, peering in with the same surprised exhale Care gave. Then I get confirmation. Shirelle shuffles forward, feeling almost blindly along the wall, trying to peek out into the void. She only glances before looking confused and asking softly what Farthen sees. She can't see it. To her, the cavern will be pitch black, the glow bulbs behind and forward too distant to give any light for her to see. But I see it. With my night vision, I see the cavern and its occupants clearly. How? But I already know. The thought sends a chill through me. The werewolf bite. I'd always assumed that most animals could see better in the dark, that it was a matter of their eyes being better, attuned to their environment. But I had no idea that wolves, or perhaps just werewolves, had such vivid sight. Care might already suspect. Though I have not revealed that I was bitten, I wonder still at the couple of times during our confrontations that perhaps there was something in my eyes, my expression that made him suspect. He leans into Sean and whispers in his ear. Then he grabs me harder, tugging me back as I once again try to peek out into the cavern. Sean is already moving, headed into the southern corridor. Care gestures urgently for us to follow. I move, taking Shirelle by the hand. She knows I'm shaken. She can't know that I could see beyond what she has. A distant hiss cuts through the quiet. My pack shudders. Claws scratch cloth as Dagar stirs. He's excited. But I feel another chill crawl down my spine. Care's whispers come fast now, urgent.
Cave-pedes.
Farthen grunts in agreement. Care says,
We have to make haste. If they pursue, we'll be swept over and consumed.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Cave-pedes? I glance at Shirelle. Her expression matches mine. Uncertain, unfamiliar. Another hiss echoes from the cavern's mouth, closer now, louder. Care abandons caution, leading us at a brisk pace. He does quick scans of floor and walls, but his focus has shifted. Not on traps, on escape. We move south. The air thickens, dense, pungent. I feel bile rise. Sweat breaks across my skin. As we get farther from the cave mouth, the corridor dries. The crunching returns beneath our boots.
cave-pede slime.
Far than whispers when it reappears. I blink. Slime? Are they worm-like? It didn't look worm-like. It looked huge. Why would they have slime? Whatever the answer, Care doesn't care. He's less concerned with pitfalls now. Less concerned with anything except the cave-pedes. The smell grows stronger still. We've been traveling for more than a quarter hour and heard no further sounds, neither ahead nor behind. Care draws us to another halt. Now I see why. There's a door on the right side of the corridor, the first we've seen. He signals for us to wait, then slips ahead. His movements are precise, cautious, but tinged with haste. He examines the doorway, then sidesteps, peeking in. I watch the tension in his shoulders as he tries to see what lies within. After a moment, he slips inside and vanishes from view. I hold my breath. My heart pounds. The throb in my neck is almost painful as I count in silence. At 20, I hear a soft curse from inside. Moments later, Care peeks out and gestures us forward. Sean moves through the door first. As I approach, the stench hits me like a hammer. I spin, stumble, and sick up in the corridor. Care emerges, hissing at my weak constitution. I don't care. All I want is relief. And if vomiting is what it takes, so be it. My stomach heaves. What little I have left comes up, and every breath still pulls in the cause. Care grabs my arm, not to silence me, not to scold, but to guide me further past the doorway. Relief washes over me as we move beyond the worst of it. The taint is limited, contaminating only the air drawn north, the way we came. I gulp down the cleaner air, gasping and wiping my mouth as Care returns through the door. The others have gone inside. I'm left alone, but for Dagar, and I notice the worn path in the dust that leads south, the way we are going. But it had not been in our approach. Their whispers float out faintly, teasing at my curiosity. Dagar stirs on my pack, skittering with excitement. He pokes me in the head with a sharp little claw.
You know you want to know what it is,
He whispers. And I do. I just want to know without losing what little remains inside me, though I doubt there is much. I draw a deep breath and peek around the doorway. Dagger stretches up from my pack, balancing on my head, front paws trembling in anticipation. The room glows with a single glow bulb. The aftermath of a skirmish is plain. Furniture in the old graph iron style, metals and fabrics twisted into chairs, settees, tables of every color and texture. A treasure trove. Aristocrats would pay fortunes for pieces like these. Cabinetry lines one wall, counter space, a sink, strange ancient devices scattered throughout. Most I've seen before. Large flat objects on stands, smaller gadgets whose purpose eludes me. All intact, as though untouched by time. 2 tables have been overturned into a makeshift barrier, riddled with holes. The smooth graph iron surfaces are chipped and pocked. It draws my curiosity like a flame. I see the others gathered beyond the barrier. Dagger pokes me again, insistent. I get the distinct impression he thinks this is important. I retreat to the corridor, take a few deep breaths, and hold. It's childish, like the first time changing a baby's wraps. Still holding my breath, I step inside and look beyond the overturned tables. 3 bodies, 2 on their backs, 1 on its side. Each pierced, punctured by multiple holes. Old blood trails across the floor. One of the bodies wears a metal breastplate, yet even he has 3 such wounds. I notice one who lays on his side seems to be wounded front and back. The holes, oddly matching on both sides, as if he were pierced through with all 3 attacks. Crossbow? No, there are no quarrels, and I know why. Care crouches beside one of the victims, pointing at the holes across his breastplate.
Look here.
He means me. I move around the barrier, lungs tight already. Care points to the armor, right breast, just below the sternum, then the stomach. Then he points at the table. 3 holes, in the same pattern. He points again, table, breastplate. I understand, because I already know. The projectiles pass through the table, through the armor, and into the victim. Care gestures at another body.
And this elf here.
He points to the one lying with his back to us.
His wounds go straight through and mar the cabinet behind him.
Else? I look closer. Yes, of course. My breath gives out. I gasp. Care looks at me with open disdain. The others are somehow holding it together. I'm not. I retreat again, out into the corridor and its relatively clean air. Shirelle follows. She's visibly relieved the moment she escapes the taint. She says,
"Strange wounds. I've seen nothing like them."
"Never?" I ask, voice hoarse. "I have, though not in flesh." Her brow creases.
"You have? Where?"
It looks like small arms fire. Ceramic and metal projectiles. Launched by pneumatic weapons.
Pneumatic?
Yeah, pneumatics. Like the wind-powered devices we use back home. I pause, trying to simplify. It was likely a weapon that uses air pressure to launch a small projectile, fast enough to pierce armor. She looks unconvinced.
With magic?
She asks. No, I say, shaking my head. Mechanisms, just pressure. Nothing arcane. Care's whisper drifts out of the room. Shirelle lets it go, but I can tell she doesn't understand. Sean replies to him. Farthen adds something. I can't make out their words. Shirelle glances past me, expression twisting slightly. Dagar's paws settle on my head. She breaks into a small smile. I need the distraction. I reach up and pull Dagar into my arms, cradling him. I roll him onto his back, and he purrs as I stroke his belly, softer than any fur I've ever touched. "You've been mighty good these last couple days," I whisper. He shrugs, closes his eyes, purrs louder. Care emerges from the room first, face pale and drawn. Those 3 elves, Southblades? They must be. Who attacked them? My thoughts spin in too many directions. No answer sticks. Care says nothing, just signals us to move. I welcome the fresher air. Still walking, still wondering. Who could have Cadian weapons? The Cadians keep them tightly controlled. The design, the use. The weapons were never public. The tech was so complex no third party had ever replicated them successfully. And again, I keep forgetting. We're 200 years in the past. This might be when the Cadians first came to Van Isle. Could this be part of their original force? I'm so deep in thought I barely notice when we stop again. I've been staring at the floor the whole time. Ahead is a lit intersection where 2 corridors cross. Care signals advance, and we move with caution. It's not a true intersection. It's a bridge. A short metal span over some kind of access tunnel leading to an enormous black pipe. 2 handrails line the bridge. They're broken at this end, beside a short flight of stairs, maybe 2 meters down. There's writing on the walls at each end. Cooling ring number 3. A bold arrow points behind us. Exit. Direth Station number 66. Another points south. Exit. Direth Station number 67. Chamber number 5. Some of it makes sense now. The outbuilding we first entered, labeled Direth Station number 66, matches the sign. That gives me hope. Confirming these tunnels must have regularly spaced exits. Care approaches and signals me. He leans in and whispers,
"Light, please."
I slide open the belt buckle. The corridor is instantly flooded, light penetrating every crack, covering every surface, bright and clean, without a single shadow. I move forward to join Care, letting the others bunch up behind us. The moment I step onto the bridge, a wave of hot, rising, stifling wind washes over me. I glance up and see grates above us, vents, I realize. That must be why the corridor behind us wasn't unbearably warm. I look down over the rail at the tunnel below. A black pipe, ribbed, massive, runs as far as my vision allows. The ribs ring the pipe and are a handspan tall. It fills the tunnel so completely, there's barely room for a man to edge past. Care descends the stairs into the narrow space beside the pipe. He doesn't linger. Shying away from the heat, he peers up and down the tunnel, sweat already pouring from him. Then he returns. He exhales heavily and wipes his forehead with his sleeve.
"It's almost unbearable down there. Don't think there's anything for us. We should proceed as the signs show, First Parthis."
He points at the writing I've already read, and I nod. We beckon the others across, giving them a chance to take in the view. As we move on, I can't help but wonder about the function of such a pipe. I've seen pneumatic and waterwork conduits, pipes hot enough to run baths, but nothing of this scale, nothing even close. After another quarter hour, we come to a second bridge, same red paint, same dull black ribbed pipe. The wall reads, "Cooling ring number 3. Pointing one direction, it says, left arrow, exit, Direth Station number 66. Pointing the other, right arrow, exit, Direth Station number 67, chamber number 5. Care heads towards the stairs again, likely to repeat the same check as before, but he stops, hand on the rail, and recoils. Sean steps beside him, gasps. They're staring down beside the big pipe.
"There are more bodies."
Care says quietly. He moves to the far side of the bridge. I step onto the metal span. The air rising from below is hot, thick, and the scent hits me faintly. The smell of death, but less than before. I wonder, have they been dead longer? Shorter? Neither. The heat has dried them. I don't need to descend. I can already see the corpses, wrinkled, skin tight over bones like fruit left too long in the sun. "More elves?" I ask.
"Yes,"
Sean replies. Care crouches beside one of them, searching through its clothing. Then he looks farther up the tunnel, perhaps for danger, before climbing back and gesturing us away from the heat. He holds something in his hand. A scroll? A communication? Once we're clear of the swelter, he gathers us and lifts it.
"These elves were the last of the South Blades. This communication confirms it. It was meant for the first elven army, but it never made it. These soldiers were killed by Garans. 1.
Garans. The name sparks memory. LaRose. Messengers. War declared. I'd forgotten. But who are the Garans, I ask?
The Garans are a new force. They've been harrying the elven lines for the last 3 weeks. We don't know their origin, only that they appear to be a never-before-seen prime race."
A new prime race?
Sherelle breaks in.
"Yes, your magus."
Care replies, eyes narrowing with something close to confusion.
"They exhibit all the traits of the prime races. You've never heard of them? I'd have expected the White Circle to know all who live under their reign."
His tone sharpens.
"I've asked before and I'll ask again. How is it you are White Circle?"
Sean steps forward, fist clenched.
"Watch your tongue."
He snaps. Care steps back, hands raised.
"Enough, brother. Enough. I see you're quite taken with her. I'll keep my tongue."
Sean doesn't back off.
"I mean it, Care. You will show respect."
"Keep your voice down."
Care hisses.
All right, boys.
Farthen growls, stepping between them.
That's enough. We don't need bickering amongst ourselves.
Quite right.
Care says, flashing a grin at his brother.
Now, as I was saying, first Parthis. The Garans are a force we've never encountered. They wield weapons more advanced than ours. We've seen incidents like today's before. Their weapons make a thunderous report.
A thunderous report? That's not pneumatics.
They hit us with some kind of magic that...
Let me stop you, General, I say. I don't think it's magic. I think you're facing a force using chemical projectile weapons. We call them lancers. I've seen them before. The ones I know of use air pressure to launch ceramic or metal projectiles fast enough to puncture armor.
You've seen these? Where?
It's a long story. For now, what matters is, everything I've seen today points to that type of weapon.
A projectile? Invisible?
No. Just too fast to see. Dagger suddenly adds,
That sounds invisible.
Not at all. Go back. Examine the fallen. Line up the angle of attack. Look for where the projectile struck the wall beyond. You'll find the damage. Care studies me for a long moment.
You're saying if I follow the line of fire, I'll find what killed them?
He doesn't wait for an answer. He climbs down toward the body again. I wonder if he understood. When he climbs back up, I know the answer from his face. He's holding something in his hand. He opens his palm. A mushroom-shaped object, metallic, covered in dried blood. Not ceramic, but deadly. His eyes search mine, stunned, rattled.
Where have you seen this?
He asks. The awe in his voice is genuine. He's facing a force that could overwhelm him, and had in my past. I can't explain it now, General.
Yes, you can, Avon. My people are dying, slaughtered, by weapons like this.
I raise my hand. General, I can't tell you anything that will help. If you're outmatched, then you need to regroup, reassess. That's all I can say. Care stares at the bullet, fingers closing around it. Then he throws it to the floor.
Very good, First Parthis. I shall take your recommendation to the First Army when I return.
General, pick that back up. It comes out harsher than I mean. I hear the others gasp. You'll need it to prove your words, I add, softer. It doesn't land the way I'd hoped. Care ignores me and marches on. A muted hiss finds my ears. We've been walking for half an hour with nothing, not even a sign, to confirm our direction. The hiss, according to Farthen, who continues to ignore Care's insistence on complete silence, is a collective effort of the cave-pede community. It might mean a hunt is beginning. The sound is faint, distant, and that distance makes me feel safer. The floor beneath our boots is still coated with cave-pede slime, dried to a wafer crust. The soft crunch with every step is a constant reminder of the danger and keeps me alert, watching for defendable positions. We pass doors left ajar, rooms, small spaces tangled with pipes. In one room, we find desks built into the walls and chairs on wheels. Wheels? I laugh out loud. The idea feels absurd. A chair that moves? Were the ancients so lazy? Or was there a good reason for it? Numerous objects on the desk appear to be made of graph iron. Despite the thick layer of dust, they look new, untouched, unscarred by time. Care steps inside to evaluate the space, but I already know. It's too small for all of us to hold out in. Still, in an emergency, it would do. I follow him in, giving everything a cursory glance. We decide to take a moment's rest. Farthen slides his pack from his back and fishes out his water skin in the corridor. Sherelle enters the small room, drops her pack, and sits on it with a heavy sigh. Sean stays with Farthen. Maybe he finds the room too cramped. I find a tablet and stylus on the table. I blow the dust off the surface, like snow blanketing technical drawings etched into the board. I don't understand the mechanism behind it. The lines are so fine, likely a diagram of the piping or some other ancient puzzle. The stylus sticks to the surface, refusing to roll, but when I touch it, it moves like a pencil. I press it to the board. A line appears, marring the meticulous work. Even this thing, is a fortune in curiosity alone. I inspect the stylus. Just a piece of graph iron. No outlet, no ink reservoir. But touching the board with the tip makes lines. I consider keeping it, but beyond coin it has no use in battle. I set the board back on the desk. The surface of the desk is warm to the touch. Tiny red and yellow lights blink, firefly-sized, embedded in corners and edges. They don't light the room. They're not windows into something bright. They make no sense. I touch little else, only the chair. It's decadent, thick with padding, cushioned. And when I nudge it, it slides. The base pivots. Despite the dust, I pull off my pack and drop into the chair. It sags under me. I jolt, expecting it to topple, but no. It adjusts, cradling my weight, forming to my shape. I sit there a full minute, basking in the softness across my back and legs, marveling at the comfort. Dagger remains indifferent, curled on top of my pack, still resting on the floor. He watches with half-lidded eyes as I push myself across the room in small scoots. I offer the chair to Sherelle, but she picks another. Tentatively, she lowers herself, then grins as she starts pushing herself around in the tiny space. We stifle our laughter when she bumps into my pack, knocking Dagger from his perch. His irritated chittering only makes it worse. But seeing that happiness on her face, it makes the disapproving glare from Care as he peeks into the room entirely worth it. These short few moments, they've done me a world of good. For a time, I forgot our plight. I let go of the tension in my shoulders, let my body breathe. I stand, hoist my pack. Dagger clings to it as it comes up, digging in with his claws until he settles back in place. Sherelle's ready too, slings her pack over her shoulders with surprising ease and more grace than I've seen before. She's taking to travel slowly, but surely, and I'm proud of her for that. We pass more of these empty rooms, more of these remarkable chairs. Some rooms show faint footprints in the dust, but even these are softened, like new snow fallen over old paths. The corridor itself is now mostly dust-free, showing a central trail of recent, if infrequent, use. When I'm focused on the oddities, the devices on the walls, the footprints and where they lead, I'm occupied. But when my mind drifts, I feel restless, even angry. I don't understand it. That's not my nature. My granda would have given his little finger to see that fire in me. He used to say I was too level-headed for my own good, that it wouldn't serve me in a fight. A level head only leads to a place to put a drink, he'd say. I never quite understood it. But now the anger stirs, ladling up memories like a thick stew. And maybe he was right. The longer I walk this path, the more I know all that honor and formality I was taught. It's just that, a formality, a practice. Out here, in the real world, with life and death, it means nothing. Or maybe it means something. I'm just not sure what. I'm weary now. We've barely stopped to eat. The constant dim lighting messes with my sense of time, but I'm confident evening draws near. The corridor has twisted and curved, but I think we've returned to a southern heading. I suggest more than once that we take the next defendable spot we find and make camp. Farthen agrees, so does Sherelle, Sean, even Dagar, but Care ignores us. I'm starting to think I'll have to command it. Eventually, we come across another small bank of rooms, more open doors. One appears to have been a common room, the second we found today. It's large, could sit 36 people, 6 tables, dozens of chairs in various states of disorder. A gaudy settee with a striped and spotted pattern sits in the far corner. Cupboards and countertops line the back wall, cabinets faintly glowing with soft underlighting. Cups, plates, cutlery. A few unidentifiable objects scattered across the floor. One room opposite has a recently worn trail through the dust, a water closet. We take turns. While the others wait, we trickle into the common room to look around. I'm second after Sherelle to use the water closet. When I return, I drift toward the rear counters, exploring the drawers. Small dishes, the cutlery, all still sharp, untarnished, as new as the day they were made. Sean returns. I think we should take this as an opportunity to rest, I say. I don't say for the night. I'm not even sure how late it is. My words are met with a sound, a sticky pop. Farthen narrows his eyes.
What the...
He steps toward the settee, the one that hasn't left my thoughts since we entered. I'd longed to lie upon it, but now, something's moving on its surface. Wet, sticky, popping. Small bubbles form on the upholstery and rise. Farthen steps back, reaching for his pack. The settee begins to ripple, a wave that moves from one end to the other, and I realize what it truly is. Not a settee at all. A cave-pede, coiled perhaps in rest. It shifts. A rounded head, like a polished ball of deep redwood, pokes up from atop its coiled body. Its eyes, large, almost human-shaped, are decorated with painted stripes of blue and red above and below. Its mouth is nothing more than a cartoonish smile, a single arc drawn by a child. The arc splits. Like a hatch, it opens, forming a near-perfect circle ringed in sharp white teeth. It delivers a long, low hiss, a deeper, heavier version of the others we've heard. Hundreds of short legs are revealed beneath its glistening underbelly as it lifts its head from the coil of its massive body. Farthen staggers back. His axe hand moves. His pack hits the floor. We all react. Packs fall. Weapons are drawn. Another hiss answers from the corridor. Closer.
Broodmother.
I hear Farthen say. His breath is heavy, excited. The words chill me. A brood means more. And this one is more than enough on its own. I think to back away. Maybe, just maybe, it will let us be. But the first step I take tells me I'm wrong. Its head sags, then starts to crawl over itself, moving toward us. A train of muscle. Hundreds of legs surging it forward, undulating in slick waves. We spread out in a semicircle. Farthen is closest. The creature lunges. Farthen's axe slams down on its head with a resounding crack, forcing the creature's skull to the floor. But the axe is stuck. The handle is ripped from his grip. The beast drives forward, slamming into Farthen's gut like a battering ram. He's flung back, staggering, then crashes to the floor. The pede is among us. Sherelle and I are pinned against the back wall, partially cut off from the exit. I shove her behind me, protecting her with my body. I hear her voice, calm and focused, beginning the words of an incantation. Sean is in front of me now. His sword swings down as the creature's head turns toward him. The blade strikes, but barely dents the hardened skull. Care lunges for the eye. From what I can tell, he's accurate, but the tip of his sword deflects, glancing off the thick bone, bouncing again against the embedded axe, still stuck. Now that the beast is fully uncoiled, I see its full length, 4 meters at least.
It shifts toward Care. Season 6, Episode 5. Broodmother takes the underground journey into something sharper and more immediate, where even a place of rest becomes part of the danger. Thanks for listening to the Dark Razor Chronicles streamcast. Follow the show to continue the story, and if you're enjoying it, a rating, review, or share really helps. The links are in the show notes.